Hey friends, what's up? Phillip here with Points of Phillip. And okay, so I'm a little late to the game on this, but I was kind of debating whether or not I actually get into this at all. But let's talk about the latest American Express Platinum Card rumors. So we've had a lot of rumors about the American Express Platinum Card, and well, with good reason. There's a lot going on with this card. It's first of all, one of my favorite cards currently, and it could be one of my favorite cards moving forward if everything handles the right way. So I originally didn't want to talk about the rumors for this card because, well, they are kind of the most rumory of the rumors that we've seen so far, and that there's not actually any kind of terms and conditions that we've seen. It's just someone on Reddit saying a thing, but it kind of makes a little bit of sense. So let's get into it. But before we do that, I want to ask you guys to like and subscribe. Doing that helps me and YouTube know that what I'm doing is helpful, and that in turn actually helps more people to view this content. So I would really appreciate that. Also, if you want to support the channel in a different way, we do have memberships available as well in a link below. Or in the description below. And you can actually, first of all, there's a couple different tiers. So the first tier, you can just get members only videos, and that's once every Saturday. We drop a new one. And then the second highest tier gets early access to every single video, basically at least 24 hours in advance before I actually drop it. So if you want to get up to the minute coverage on every single thing, unless it's a breaking news video, you will have first dibs on that. So those are the first two tiers. I am kind of revamping the third tier, and I'll get to you on that later. But let's get into the Platinum card. So the American Express Platinum card here, the headline here is that there are two potential credits that kind of make a lot of sense. So let's get into it. So the first one is that there will be a $300 and Lululemon credits, and that's going to be $75 per quarter, according to this rumor. Now, this is just a post on Reddit, so we don't actually have anything to verify that this could be there, but follow me up a little bit. So with the American Express Gold card, we had that refresh. There was a lot of rumors that kind of hinted around about this really weird credit called the Dunkin' credit. And so it was very specific, kind of strange, but it was something that not really a lot of people kind of accepted as fact because, well, Dunkin' Donuts just didn't feel like an American Express partner, especially specifically with the Gold card. And, well, it ended up being absolutely true. That rumor, fact check, true for the Dunkin' credit for the American Express Gold card refresh last year. And so this Lululemon is equally intriguing and equally uncertain. So essentially, basically, this rumor is very specific at Lululemon at $300, $75 each quarter. Those are specific data points. Now, they could have been pulled from thin air, but they kind of make sense. So Lululemon is a company, first of all, that has a significant marketing budget. And so having something to do with American Express on this level of a, kind of a collaboration kind of makes sense, honestly. And they also they are chasing that kind of premium aesthetic, if you will, that kind of coincides with a lot of American Express's partners. And so if this is kind of a red herring, it's a really good one. In fact, so this makes a lot of sense. And so $300 kind of could conceivably replace the Equinox credit, which is $300 currently. And, that could get a lot of more use. So they do have some t-shirts, some polos, and some things that would actually fit me, someone a little bit larger. And in fact, you can actually just buy something, and if that doesn't fit you, you have 30 days to return it, get your money back, the whole 9 yards. And so it seems like that's pretty good, but what would be really cool for this is if you were able to use your American Express Platinum card to get the credit for a Lululemon purchase, so $75 each quarter, which would get about a t-shirt and a half, at least according to what I was able to see online. But they are present on Rakuten, and they're also present on the American Airlines shopping portal. And so right now it's actually, I think it's 4 or 5 American Airlines miles per dollar. So you can actually get American Airlines miles just for using your American Express Lululemon credit, if it's actually there. So to be clear, we don't know for sure if it's there, but it's really intriguing. And I think that it's something that actually could make sense for a lot of people. So let's get into the second big rumor, and that is $400 in Resi credits. So pretty much most everyone that I talk to understands that there is going to be a Resi credit on this card, right? So yeah, American Express put it on the gold card. It's $100, $50 every 6 months. It's a great credit. They do also have it on the Delta Platinum card and the Delta Reserve, both the personal and the business side. And so this is kind of frustrating in that it's a monthly credit, but the fact remains that American Express appears to be willing to throw it on any refreshed higher kind of dollar card that's out there because they're really trying to push the platform. And so being able to put a higher dollar Resi credit on the Platinum card, it seems like we can all but expect it, that it's going to happen. And so whether or not that replaces, say, maybe the Uber Eats credit or the Uber Cash credit, that could be something there, right? That could replace that. But it does seem to stand to reason that there will be a Resi credit. Now, $400 could be a yearly thing. It could be $200 every 6 months, or it could be $100 every quarter. And so, well, either of those options seem interesting to me just because living in Orlando, we have a lot of different Resi credit restaurants. And so that's really intriguing to me because, well, I really like a lot of these restaurants and we go to them frequently. They're really great date night locations. And so if I want to, take my wife out on the town for, a night of kind of getting together and rebonding, and then I get to feel better about myself that is partially paid for by my Platinum card, then yeah, let's do it, right? I am on board. So we definitely know, or I kind of assume, that there will be a significant Resi credit on the Platinum card. We just don't know how much, but $400 does make sense. Now, we're going to get into kind of what this matters, or how this matters, why this matters. But before we go any further, I want to discuss the main way that I'm able to keep track of all of my credits and perks on all of my premium travel cards. So between the Platinum card, my Ritz-Carlton card, my Aspire card, I have a lot of premium travel cards, and they all have credits. And that app, the thing that I use to keep track of all that is Max Rewards Gold. Max Rewards is an app that allows me to track all of my credit card accounts, including which credits and coupons I've used so far this month. It's what helps me keep track of my Book O cards. And it tells me which card to use at which store based on how I can work to maximize point earnings. Another thing that's actually kind of new is if you do have an offer for a specific location that you're near, it will actually tell you on that page. And so you say, oh, wow, I could go to this store and I get $30 off after spending $100 at this location. And so that is just huge for me. It saved me so much money so far this month. So I use my Gold subscription to activate all of my Amex, Chase, and Citi offers. That way I don't have to think. I just use my card at the place that has an offer, and it's applied as soon as the bank confirms that I met the requirements. Now, just for me, I want to talk to you about a time I was able to save $200 off a trip to the Waldorf Astoria in Orlando last year, and that's all because Max Rewards activated an offer with American Express on my green card that I actually didn't even know about. So you can imagine my surprise when I woke up the next day to see that $200 statement credit on my bill. That was amazing. Right now, I've worked with the wonderful people at Max Rewards to help my viewers save on their first year subscription to Max Rewards Gold. If you use the code Phillip at checkout or click the link in the description below, you can save 3 months off your annual subscription. You can also get a free 7-day trial to test it out for yourself. Happy swiping, and now on to why these Amex Platinum rumors matter. So let's take a look. So let's sum up. So we talked about $300 for the Lululemon credit. We talked about $400 for the Resi credit. Now combine that with the rumor that's already pretty much, I don't even consider it to be a rumor because it was briefly on American Express's own website, the terms and conditions of their website. And so it kind of means that, well, to me, this one makes sense that it's actually going to be true. And that was a $600 FHR credit. So $300 every 6 months for both the personal platinum and the business platinum. And so this makes sense to me because, first of all, it's another kind of Amex program that they really have been trying to push. And it makes a lot, it works, right? And so the $600 FHR credit, if the $400 Resi credit is there and the $300 Lululemon credit is there, that's an astounding amount of value. So we're looking at $600 plus $700 in value. So that's $1,300 right there, just in 3 potential credits. And that is insane to me. And I know that, the marketing system with the current Platinum card says you can get, I think it's like $2,000 or something dollars in value if you were to use every single one of the credits. But to have that many credits across 3 credits that are relatively easy to use, it sounds like to me that the annual fee probably will be more than the $895 that we're thinking. I think that's kind of where we're at least if these rumors are true, because there's just so much real world usable value. Now, it could just be that American Express is in it to try to make all of us happy. I think the whole point is of us is, this community is that maybe they're not. So, this could be interesting, to see what happens with that. And so that's kind of, good to consider. So anyway, what I want to do now is I want to talk to you about, well, whether or not this would actually matter for me to actually keep. So I really love my Platinum card. I love having access to the Centurion Lounge, the Sky Clubs. I love having access to 5 points per dollar on airfare purchases and hotels purchased directly through the portal. I've actually used the portal a number of times, and it's been really helpful for me, at least in my travel. And so, I definitely think that at $695 currently, the American Express Platinum is a keeper card for me. At $895 with these credits, I would definitely say yes. If this was all the credits there were, if there were only 3 credits and they left everything else out, this could be a keeper for me because I just value everything I get with this card, and none of these credits are particularly difficult to use. And so for me, that's kind of what I'm thinking about. Now, we'll see if the annual fee is significantly higher than that, right? So that could be a substantial thing to think about. But anyway, thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you, kind of sharing this idea through, this kind of watching this American Express Platinum thing happen. I really can't wait to hear what you guys think. So let me know in the comment section below what you think is happening, what you think is going to happen, and, we'll continue the conversation. Thanks so much for joining me again, and I can't wait to see you guys until next time. Bye.